So today's July 4th, the Independence Day in the States, and the first real Stampede day in Calgary. So I thought it would be busy, and I was not, wrong. So my first day of vacation was Tuesday. So Tuesday I made 150 bucks. Wednesday I made 150 bucks. Thursday I made 150 bucks. Today I set up my alarm for 5 o'clock, so I started the apps, Lyft and Uber at about 5:30. And what are we celebrating with today? A bicycle wine. Since I'm a bicycle enthusiast, this is organic Cab Sav. 10 bucks at my local liquor store. And so from 5:30 until 2, I was home at 2, and I took a short break, bathroom break, and then I had probably stopped for like 10-15 minutes to grab a coffee and some water. And so, but still, let's say from 6 to 2, so what is this, 8 hours, I made $250. That's pretty impressive. That's the best haul I had so far with Uber and Lyft. So I did 10 trips. Man, what is this? Like, everything is reflecting, you cannot see anything, but basically, yeah, Uber says 10 trips, $194.24, and Lyft was $64.41, and I did six rides. You can imagine 16 rides. That's pretty busy. And so it was pretty much non-stop from like 5:30 until 9, and then it slowed down for about an hour, and then it picked up again. And there's I got lucky. I stayed away from downtown until 11:30. I was basically, I was just following the rides, right? I did not specifically went to downtown. I started from my northeast home area, but the ride number 3 before the last one, basically the ride before, kind of like I had this run, and then I had another one, and the last one. So this was like 3 rides before the last one. I was in Northwest, and I picked up 2 guys, and of course Uber doesn't tell us where they're going, right? And so when I clicked pick up, then it's showing me 35 kilometers from that location to Scotia Dome, Stampede. Holy moly. Okay, and so we get there, and I tell them that if they sit in the car, it's going to take us probably 15 minutes to get to around the corner, and we were like 300 meters away from the drop-off. And I said, you can save probably 10-15 minutes if you get out here. And of course I was also thinking about myself, because if I go with them to the very drop-off point where everybody drops passengers, it will be a nightmare to get out. And so they said, yeah, cool. And they jumped out, and I started moving away from that central Stampede location, and found a spot even where to stop, not too far. I stopped there, and I got a ride. And yeah, by this time I did not yet turn on the destination filter, because it was still only like 11:40, and I wanted to do it till 1, and I had no food. I only had one banana in the morning. And so this was a ride. Again, it says passenger 500 meters. I have no idea where they're going. I see the name and the distance, right? So I start moving on this 10th Avenue west, away from Stampede. And it's a nightmare because a bunch of streets were still closed because they had a parade in the morning. And the traffic, it's just the lights change so fast. So it took about 30 minutes to cover 400 meters. Like, I'm not exaggerating, you know, because I was ready to kill somebody, you know. And I text the lady, I say, hey, you know, I'm at this, I said, I'm at this light. I just need one more light before you. It was so slow, you know, which is basically probably one car, like it gets up, it lights up green. We cannot go because guys from that street are in the middle of the intersection, you know. And by the time it's green again, there's probably space only for one car to cross the intersection. And people are all over the place, there's cops everywhere, they don't care. You know, these guys, they just pull in into the middle of the intersection and then it's our turn, green, but there are cars in there, those idiots from the crossing street. So anyway, it took half an hour, but the lady was patient and I was hoping she was not going to Stampede, because I thought, hey, if she's waiting half an hour for me, she could have been at the Stampede by now, right, if she was walking. No, when I picked her up, she was going like 25 kilometers southeast all the way down to the bottom of Calgary, like away from my home area. But it's cool because it paid pretty good. Oh, by the way, those two guys from Northwest that I took to Stampede, you know, the young guys, so we were chatting kind of like informally. I said, guys, did they already increase the price? Like, would you mind telling me how much you paid? And the guy says, well, we checked the price on the day before. It was $30 for them to get to Stampede. He says, today it was 60. And sure enough, when they left, I looked at at my app and it says a $25 surcharge. So it paid me, I think, like $35, you know, which is pretty good because it was it 35 kilometers? Was it less? But anyway, so it was good. It was good money. And then this lady going down south also paid pretty good. And then when I was there, that's when I turned on, because, you know, I need to pack, right? I'm leaving tomorrow for England, and I haven't packed anything. I haven't checked in with the airline, and so I have all these. I have all these to-do lists and what to pack. And I wanted to. The plan was to stay out until 1, and then go do a quick lunch and take care of, let's say, check in. And set up, I had to set up the laptop anyway, so there was a lot of items on my to-do list. And so when I dropped that lady over there, I started the destination filter on Uber, saying give me rides to my home, but I chose the optional, instead of right away, I chose 2 p.m. So it was like 5 minutes after 1. And I said, yeah, I can stay on the road until 2. Just get me to my home by 2 p.m. And to my surprise, they found me a guy. So I went on 201, just like I was supposed to get to my place on the ring road. And this guy was, I think it was like 114th Avenue, basically exit from 201, and then like a couple of kilometers away from the ring road. And this guy was getting off work, and I took him to 16 Ave, pretty close to Deerfoot, and then after I dropped him off, I just jumped on Deerfoot and came home. And after him, there was no other rides, even though the app still said looking for rides, you know, destination filter is on. But it was good. Instead of driving empty, like almost 50 kilometers from the very south of Calgary, I got this guy, you know. And so I got home. The main thing to do was to check in with the airline and because it starts 24 hours before the departure time, and they already sent me an email. Please check in. All right, I went in, I checked in, then I printed out my itinerary. Oh, and the airline, after I checked in, they gave me my boarding pass for the first leg of the trip. Like basically what happens is that first I'm flying from Calgary to Montreal, and then there's a couple of hours of layover in Montreal, and then there's an overnight flight to Ireland. And so yeah, everything is printed out. I got my passport, and what else did I have to do here? Paid some bills because they sent me reminders that some credit cards bills are due while I'm away, so I had to pay them now. Then I had to set up my laptop because I still haven't opened it after I bought it. It was only charged, so I set it up, like chose the language, my Apple ID password, all that good stuff. I changed the typeface, the display, so it's easier to see for us older folks. And the last thing, important thing, right? I realized my host, my friend in UK, he says, call or text us when you get your luggage or baggage from the airline after you land, and we'll come over, because he says there's no parking there. It's a very, he says, basically it's a difficult airport to deal with, so they booked a hotel somewhere close to the airport, and he says we'll stand by near the airport, and when you tell us that you already have all your stuff, we'll come and get you. And I'm thinking, wait a second, am I sure that my phone will work? I have the guy's WhatsApp. We were talking via WhatsApp and asking for his real phone number for the mobile number, so I have his mobile number, but like, how do I call, right? So I went online to my mobility provider website, and I said, like, will my phone work in UK? And it turns out I have that, what they call Easy Roam. It used to be like $5 a day, then it became 10, then it became 15, now it's 16. So they charge you $16 a day, but there's no extra charges on top of that. So basically you're using your local plan, as if I'm in Canada. So the only difference is $16. So I'm guessing if I'm staying there for 9 days, they're gonna charge me, I think maximum is like 10 days. But anyway, so I made sure that my phone worked. I talked to a guy, via customer support, via SMS. He says, yeah, you have this Easy Roam. It's automatically added to every phone, so you're good to go. All right, and then the next important item, I remember I bought the well, I didn't buy, but I got that free coupon from my bike manufacturer in Markham, Ontario, and it was like $80. And so I used it to upgrade my crank set, right? So they're sending me a top of the line, lightweight, super durable 25th century technology crank set. And I had to buy like a little shaft. They call it a bracket. So the crank set was free. The shaft or bracket was $23, and I had to pay for shipping $15. But still, it's cool. But it's now, I don't know if you remember when I bought this bike, I sent them a review. I complained that they used the Canpar, and it's like the worst courier company in Canada. And so actually they replied to my review. They said, yeah, you're not the first to say this, and so we're switching to UPS and Purolator. And so now they sent me an email saying that your package is shipped with UPS, and estimated delivery time is July 7th. Holy moly, July 7th I will be in UK, right? and UPS is usually holding the package for 5 business days. And if they try to deliver it on 7th, the 5 business days will be probably on 11th of July or Friday, and I still will be away, you know. But I have that UPS choice login, so I logged in and I asked them to redirect the package to a UPS store, and then that's free. You can redirect, but then you can change the date. I never did this before, but it says if you want to change the date, it's $2. Wow, cool. So I click on the date and you choose the date. I said, yeah, deliver on July 15th to that UPS store. And they charge my credit card $2, but that's it. So now I know where this package will be. I don't have to, you know, worry about missing it because it'll go directly. They will not try to deliver to my home. It'll go directly to the UPS store. And I thought I would fit everything into a small bag because the airline gives you the dimensions, you know, the maximum size of your carry-on. But I checked, and even my smaller bag, I could probably fit stuff in there, but I'm taking my hiking poles, and hiking poles were longer than that bag, so I had to pack my big bag, so I'll have to check it in. And I did not choose that one when I was checking in with the airline, because they're asking you, are you gonna have any luggage, right? So basically when I'm at the airport, I'll have to go and check in the bag, so they might charge me extra. I don't know. Yeah, because I think they only give you personal item and standard item. For luggage, I think you have to pay, so we'll see. But I got all the tickets, I got the itinerary, and so I took, so basically made a list here. So t-shirts, socks, hiking boots, hiking poles, all cameras. No, I packed only one mirrorless camera and the GoPro, chargers and cables, UK adapters. I bought these, it was like Apple is selling a pack, you know. When I was getting ready, I thought I would be going to Costa Rica, right? So I bought this off Apple website. So these are all adapters that allow you to use American and Canadian chargers with UK plugs, you know. And then my vitamins, Partake beer. I wanted to bring some non-alcoholic beer because that's like the best in Canada, Partake IPA, but then I changed my mind because I'm afraid that that beer will get crushed in my luggage, and then all my clothes will be ruined, you know. So a bunch of pants, a jacket for cold weather, and need to have money on the card. Transfer money to a Visa or debit card to make sure I can buy something or some emergency happens. And I asked the guy what kind of weather they're having there, and he said basically it looks like it's more chilly than here. He says a couple of days ago they had some extreme heat, but today was plus 17, which is pretty much what we have here in Calgary today. And here was the same. Like a few days ago we were dying at like plus 29, plus 30. I was at work, I think Monday. Yeah, Monday, my last day at work. It was super hot. I had to drive with all windows closed with AC on full blast. But then boom, 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 you know, I think we had slight rain, and the temperature dropped. And so that's what they have over there. But, you know, I know UK often has rains, right? So I'm definitely bringing my jacket, like a jacket, and then I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm doing my laundry, cleaning my work pants for my first day of work on July 15th. And then also I'm going to bring some track pants and like a little light jacket for some cold nights, and I had to wash them because they were dirty. But other than that, so the bag is ready. Pretty much everything is packed, so now I'm just charging the laptop. Yeah, I'm gonna bring my new laptop with me so that I can make movies while I'm there. And hopefully my friend has Wi-Fi, so I can use his Wi-Fi to upload videos. But of course it's a lot of data. I'll ask if he's okay with this. I don't know what kind of plan he has there, because it's a small rural place, you know, it's like a village or a super small town. I don't know what kind of internet these guys have there. And again, the plans for this trip, we're gonna be doing lots of hiking, lots of shooting. He's a member of a shooting club. I'll be doing lots of photography because he says the scenery there is great, and also I'll be doing videos about their trucks because he's a trucker, like a part-time semi-retired trucker. So get ready for some cab over movies, and hopefully I'll be able to go with him on a trip. He stays within like 300 miles within UK, doing deliveries when they call him. And so I said, can I go with you on a trip? And he says, yeah, if I get a trip we can go together. And so it will be cool to check out, you know, UK trucks and the scenery. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And that's it. And I think tomorrow Saturday, and my flight does not leave until 1, so I have to be at the airport at 11. So I have this crazy idea. I want to get up at 4 o'clock and do some Uber, because Saturdays are usually the best, and now with the Stampede, you know, I feel sorry that I'm missing all these, you know, earnings. Like this next week will be the best week to do Uber in Calgary, but I'm working 7 days a week, 24/7 pretty much, right? Like I need a break, and today was great with $250, you know, but we'll see how I feel. I'm gonna set up the alarm for 4 o'clock and see how I feel. And then of course it's gonna be crazy because going towards UK, your time zone changes, right? So I'll probably feel like a zombie when I'm there. And since I'm landing in Edinburgh, we wanted to go and check out the town because I'm landing like 9 a.m. on Sunday. So hopefully I'll be able to sleep on the flight, but it's economy. Probably you have to sleep like this. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Very excited. It's been a long time since I took a vacation. So, and I've been to UK only once. So this will be a real interesting time. Thanks for watching.